My wife cheated on me, filed for divorce, and tried to claim half of my lottery jackpot. But she missed one critical detail. Hello, Reddit. Eyes Plus here. When I hit the lottery, a staggering $32 million, I thought my life had finally turned around. It was surreal. One day I was pulling overtime at a construction site just to cover bills, and the next I was holding a check so massive it hardly felt real. Jessica, my wife, was over the moon. She kissed me so hard that day, I almost forgot the tension that had been building between us for months. Almost. We'd been married 7 years, and lately she had become distant, going on more girls' trips, glued to her phone, and colder toward me than ever. Still, I chalked it up to financial stress. I never let myself believe it could be worse. Winning the lottery should have brought us together, but instead it just exposed the cracks that were already there. A week after the winnings landed in my account, Jessica sat me down. With tears streaming down her face, she said, "I'm just not happy anymore. I want a divorce." She swore it wasn't about the money. Of course it was about the money. Days later, the papers arrived. She wanted half of everything, including the jackpot. I was crushed, though not shocked. The timing was too perfect. As if that betrayal wasn't enough, I soon learned from a mutual friend that Jessica had been cheating with Brad, the guy who conveniently started appearing in her Instagram posts a year earlier. I could have fallen apart. But instead, I made a call I never thought I would, to my lawyer, Tony. Tony and I went way back, high school friends, and now one of the sharpest attorneys I knew. Years earlier, he'd helped me create a little safety net just in case. That foresight was about to save me. Remember the trust we set up when you inherited your dad's land? Tony reminded me. Well, technically, the lottery winnings are in that trust too. I had forgotten all about it. After my dad passed, Tony had suggested a trust for tax and protection purposes, with the option of funneling future assets into it. Out of habit, when the lottery officials asked where to deposit the money, I gave them the trust account details. Jessica had no clue. The divorce battle was brutal. Her lawyer came hard, insisting she was owed half, since we were still married when I bought the ticket. On paper, it looked like a slam dunk for her. But then Tony introduced the trust. The lottery winnings are not part of Mr. Carter's personal assets, he explained to the judge. They belong to an irrevocable trust established before the win, and under state law, Mrs. Carter is not a beneficiary. Jessica's face went pale as Tony slid the paperwork across. Her attorney scrambled, but the law was airtight. She couldn't touch it. She didn't leave with nothing, though. The court awarded her half of our marital assets, the house, our savings, and even my car. But those things were nothing compared to the millions safe in the trust. She did not handle the outcome well. A week later, she showed up at my apartment, drunk and screaming in the hallway that I'd stolen her future. Word got back to me that Brad dumped her the second the money vanished. She tried crawling back to him, but he had no interest in a broke divorcee. Meanwhile, my life was thriving. With Tony's advice, I invested wisely in real estate charities and even launched my own construction company. The trust ensured I didn't waste the money recklessly, and I took real comfort in knowing Jessica would never see a dime of it. The best part? I was finally free. Free from her lies, her manipulation, and the hollow shell of marriage that had ended long ago. Months later, Jessica called, crying, saying she'd made a mistake, pleading for another chance. "We can fix this. I still love you." I couldn't help but laugh, a deep, genuine laugh. "Jessica," I said, "you didn't account for one thing. I don't need you anymore." Then I hung up, feeling lighter than I had in years. Winning the lottery didn't just give me financial freedom. It gave me the strength to walk away from someone who never valued me. And in the end, the greatest prize I ever won wasn't the money. It was my freedom.